There's this saying that history repeats itself. Some say that history rhymes, and that if we do not learn from history, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And I think that's what we are witnessing now. That's exactly what is happening. We are moving from a system with quite a lot of freedom into what has been termed, what has been named by myself and others, neo-feudalism, or as I like to call it, feudalism 2.0. And in this video I'm going to point you in the direction of what seems to be a two-step plan for world domination, no less than world domination. And I know it sounds like something from a dystopian movie, but there will be lots of links in the accompanying blog post to this video, and you can go there and have a look yourself. But I will also have some campfire coffee here, and we'll have a chat, and we will look into this and see what's going on, because these things, these very important changes are happening right now. For those of you who want a quick and easy entertaining video, this video is not for you. I'm sorry. There are loads of other stuff on social media that you should watch instead, if that's what you're interested in. In this video I will make an attempt to connect the dots. I have some notes, and I have, as I said, links in the accompanying blog post. It's linked to in the video description. So, a two-step plan for world domination. Yeah, that's what it looks like. We have already discussed the war on property rights, or how owning your own house, car and so on will be made more and more difficult and too expensive for most people. We have already discussed that, so I'm not going to get into that in this video. So what's this two-step plan? Two-step plan for world domination, and you know, why am I calling it that? Why am I being so dramatic? Well, it is dramatic. This will change the world, basically. And it looks like a two-step plan, and it goes like this. First, control the information. Then put in place rules and regulations that will be global, or at least continental. Rules and regulations that nations cannot opt out of, so that you take away the national sovereignty. Okay, I'll get into the details now, and I'll have to look at my notes because I want to get this right. So, number one, controlled information. We are talking about the EU Digital Services Act. That's for the EU. And we're talking about the UK Online Safety Bill. So the UK Online Safety Bill requires that all social media platforms and all encrypted messaging services must have a backdoor so that governmental bodies, governmental organizations and their agents can access all information. And so that they can scan the content on all encrypted messaging services and on all social media platforms. So there will be no privacy on the internet anymore. And of course they're saying that this is to strike down on crime. as we will see, this comes at a price. The price is our privacy. So they will be, and this is the important part, they will be making the platforms, the social media platforms, responsible for the content on that platform. So if they do not remove what they call illegal and legal but harmful content, they will be fined. And they will be fined 18 million English pounds, or 10% of the annual turnover, whichever is higher. Now, the EU Digital Services Act is very similar. Online platforms are being held responsible for the content on those platforms. And there's a long list of illegal content there. Hate speech is on that list. And as we know, that can be anything. If they do not remove such content, the fine will be 6% of the yearly revenue. They will also use so-called quote-unquote trusted flaggers to find quote-unquote problematic content, and so that content can be removed. So this will apply to all social media platforms in the EU, irrespective of where it was established. And I think this goes for all encrypted messaging services as well. And I think that the USA and Canada will be doing the same. In other words, the internet as we know it is dead. This is being implemented as we speak. Now, before I move on to the next step, let me just say that it is so important with websites now. And people keep telling me, go to Rumble, go to this, go to that. It's very important to understand that it won't matter which platform you're on, because these rules will apply, as I just said, in the territory. It will be continental and probably, global. So if you have a website, well, I guess you can find places outside of that territory that can host your website. And that's why I've said now for years, go to my website. I have blog posts. For every video there will be a blog post, and you can subscribe to my website. I think that we're going to see a lot of new rules and limitations that will limit our freedoms. And the first one that we need to look at is the so-called Pandemic Prevention, Preparedness and Response Accord, and also the WHO International Health Amendments. Now, I will just briefly go through some of the issues here, okay? And I will just, because this is very, very dangerous. This is the kind of content that they will try to remove, right? So I will put it this way. Some people have stated criticism. Some people have stated that they are concerned. And what I'm going to say now is what those people have said. And they have pointed at the following. What we're looking at now is that the WHO will decide when to declare a pandemic. We're looking at changes being made so that WHO will be the only source of information, plus, and this is what some people are saying, some people are saying that They will be deciding what is misinformation. And also another criticism is that the WHO will have complete control of production of certain medications that people take in the arm. Which companies should make it, and so on and so on, the distribution and everything. The criticism has been that they are taking away the choice for each individual nation, and also in the amendments that are being tweaked on, let's say, the amendments are being tweaked a little bit. Several regulations are now becoming binding. They used to be non-binding, but they are removing the non-binding. Well, the words non-binding are being removed. And I really can't get more detailed because of censorship. I need to just ask you guys to go to the links if you're interested and read for yourself. There's a lot to read, you know, we're talking about more than 100 pages at least. So, but it's there. I believe that what I just mentioned now is going to be only one of several global sets of rules that will be implemented. We will likely see similar connected to the environment, climate change, and all that. And it's always being framed as we do this with good intentions. And it's always about taking away your freedom, your wealth, your choices. And this worries me. Are you still with me? I am really sorry. I can't really make it entertaining, and it's just that I feel like this is something that I needed to say, and yeah, that's just how it is. So if you're still watching, thank you, and well done, and skål to you. Now, as you may have guessed, I'm not an expert on this. Far from it. I'm just some guy who is a little bit worried about what's going on. Or should I say, I'm very worried about what's going on. Because as I've said before, I grew up you know, in freedom. We had freedom. And during the last few years, what I've been seeing is that those freedoms have been taken away, and yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that people are just going along with it. And quite frankly, that's depressing. It is depressing to watch, so I try not to. I find it difficult to even relate to the modern society. So I guess the most important question here is, what can we do, you know? Well, I don't have an easy answer. You know, there is no quick fix for this. But I think that we need to show some courage, okay? Our politicians, so-called leaders, they're not going to fight this. Well, some of them might do, you know, but as a whole, and this is my personal uneducated opinion, I think that there is so much corruption among politicians that we don't really have a democratic process any longer in the Western countries, and probably in most of the world. But that's a huge problem, because among these people, our politicians and so on, there are very few people, I think, with integrity, and that might be the explanation why we have gotten to this place where we are now. It's not looking good, you know. We have huge challenges. I mean, nature, deforestation, microplastics, wars. There are so many issues that we kind of know the solution, but it's not being done. So I think I'll just leave it at that, and I don't expect this video to do great. Too boring, probably too long. Yeah, that's just how it is. But now at least I know that with myself, you know, I said this, and I used this YouTube channel to say this, and I feel it was important to say these words. Yeah, you know, let me know what you think in the comment section there. It matters. This community matters. You matter. Never forget that. Your voice matters. Nobody is a nobody, if you know what I mean. We all matter. Your voice matters. And if we can stick together now and stand up for what's right, I think there is hope. We can turn this around, because there are many of us, and there are not so many of these corrupt people that want to rule the world, you know. Nothing new there. Nothing new. Same old, you know. It's actually a rainy day, and I'm very glad that I made this shelter. I like to come here and sit here and you know, just listen to the water, the ravens. It's a very peaceful and beautiful place. I should move the camera in under the roof here. I don't know if you can see it, but over there are some power lines over there, and I can actually hear the road. Probably because of the weather today, I can hear the traffic, but it's quite some distance that way. And by the way, I want to do a shout out. First of all, to a friend of mine here on YouTube, Berserker Gang 2019. He's a blacksmith and a Viking enthusiast. So I have linked to his channel in the video description, so go and check out his channel. He's a hardworking, good, honest man. And also I want to shamelessly do a shout out to one of my own channels, Bjorn Outdoors, which is a pure outdoors channel. So if you're interested in that, then go and check that out. I do some overnight tours and also some knife reviews and stuff like that. I have a new knife now. It's the Condor Bushlore, which is I have this one you've seen in a few videos already. So this is a variant of this one. And by the way, some troll said that I pronounced the word variant the wrong way, that I should not do that. So just because of that troll, I'm going to say variant. Variant. That's just how I roll, as they say. But anyway, yeah, I'm probably going to make another video and talk a little bit about this knife now. And that video will be on Bjorn Outdoors. Okay, so thank you for watching. make sure to check out one of the other videos that should pop up here on the end screen. And I will be back probably next Saturday with another video here on this channel. Thank you for watching, if I didn't say so already, and as always, stay strong.